Guys, welcome back. So today we are going to see in detail about cubes and cube roots. Okay, so in our last set of videos we saw about squares and square roots. So just to have a quick recap, what do we or which number do we call as a perfect square? A number m that can be expressed as n square, where n is any other number, right, is called a perfect square. Then m is called a perfect square. So if any number m can be expressed as n square, then m is called a perfect square and n is called the square root. We also know that square of 2 is nothing but 2 multiplied with itself, which is 4. We know square of 3 is 3 square, which is 3 multiplied with itself, okay, which is 9. Similarly, let us see what a cube is. A cube, in short, is nothing but any number multiplied with itself 3 times. Okay. So 1 cube is nothing but 1 into 1 into 1, which is equal to 1. 2 cube is nothing but 2 into 2 into 2. 2 multiplied with itself 3 times, which is equal to 8. 3 cube is nothing but 3 into 3 into 3. 3 multiplied with itself 3 times. So it is 27. So cube is also known to you as a geometrical shape. So whenever the moment you hear the word cube, what do you understand? What comes to your mind? It basically the basic geometric shape cube comes to your mind. Okay. So a cube is nothing but, right, the moment if somebody asks you, right, to find out cube of any integer m, what it means is you imagine, you visualize a cube whose length of a side is m, okay, m centimeter or m meter, right? Then m cube is nothing but the volume of the cube, which means how many 1 centimeter cubes can be placed inside that particular cube whose length is m centimeter. Okay, so this is what cube's definition is. So cube is nothing but you imagine a large cube of m centimeter. How many 1 centimeter cube can be placed inside that m centimeter cube? Those number of cubes that can be placed inside is equal to m cube. Okay, so if there is a cube whose length is 3 centimeter, then how many 1 centimeter cubes can be placed inside? 3 cube. 27 1 centimeter cubes can be placed inside a 3 centimeter cube. This is basically the relationship with a geometric shape. But to understand it from a arithmetic or algebraic perspective, a cube is nothing but a number multiplied with itself 3 times. Okay. So let us take the case of a number called 54. Okay. So is 54 a perfect cube? Let us analyze. First, factorize 54 or break down 54 into its prime factors. So what do you get? We had seen prime factorization last time. Okay. So when you break down a number into its prime factors, right? When you break down 54 into its prime factors, you get 3 into 3 into 3 into 2. Okay, 3 into 3 into 3 is 27. 27 into 2 is equal to 54. So you remember this. When you break down 54 into prime factors, you get 3 into 3 into 3 into 2. Okay. Now let us understand. Let us look at another number, 64. Right? Break it down into its prime factors. What do you get? You get, when you divide 64 or break down 64 into its prime factors, you get 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. That is, you have 6 2's multiplied together, right? 6 2's multiplied together to get 64. Or in other words, you have 2 sets of 2 triplets when you break down 64 into prime factors. What do you mean by triplets? A collection of 3 numbers is called as triplets. Okay, right? A collection of 2 numbers is called twins. A collection of 3 numbers is called triplets. Okay. So when you break down into 64, you have one set of 2, right? That is multiplied with itself 3 times, 2 into 2 into 2, and there is another set of 2 again, right? Another set of triplet, right? Of 2 again. So you have 2 sets of triplets, isn't it? 2 into 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2, right? So this is the characteristic of a cube, or it is a characteristic of a perfect cube. So when you break down a perfect cube into prime factors, each of the prime factors should appear minimum 3 times, right? Or in multiples of 3. Okay. So minimum it should appear 3 times. So if one prime factor is appearing 1 time or 2 times, then that number is not a perfect cube. So in the case of 54, you had 3 3's multiplied by 1 2. Hence it is not a perfect cube because the prime factor 2 do not appear 3 times. Okay. So whenever you are asked to find out a cube of a number, right, or whether when you are asked to find out whether one particular number is a cube or not, all you have to do is break down that number into prime factors. Okay. Check whether each of the prime factors appear minimum 3 times or not. Okay. So when you break it down, you have to consider each of the prime factors. So each of the prime factors should appear at least 3 times. Okay. When I say at least, I am saying minimum. 3 தடவையாவது வந்திருக்கணும். Okay. 3 தடவைக்கு மேலேயும் வரலாம். ஆனா 4ன்னு வரக்கூடாது. 3ஓட மல்டிபிளா வரணும். Right? It should be either 3 times, 6 times, which is a multiple of 3, or it should be 9 times, which is again a multiple of 3. So the prime factors should appear at least 3 times or in multiples of 3, right? Only then that number can be called as a perfect cube. So these prime factors, okay, or prime factorization can also be used to find out the cube root of a number. Okay, like how square root is inverse operation of a square, cube root is inverse operation of a cube. So 3 cube is 27. 27 is called a perfect cube. Okay, it is called cube. Cube root of 27, which is represented as, they will put a 3 and the square root symbol. Okay, 3 and the square root symbol. This is called cube root. Okay, this is a root symbol. Okay, and then you put 3. It becomes cube root. Okay, so cube root of 27 is equal to what? It is equal to 3. 3 cube is 27. Cube root of 27 is 3. Hence 3 is called cube root of 27. So you can use prime factorization method to find out the cube root of a number. How do you find out? See, 27, when it is broken down into prime factors, you have 3 3's. Okay, there is only one prime number that appears when you break down 27 into its prime factors, which is 3. Right? So you have 3 appearing 3 times. 3 into 3 into 3 is 27. So the cube root of 27 is nothing but you divide the number of prime factors by 3. Okay. So there are 3 3's. You divide by 3, you get 1 3. Right? So there are 3 3's. Divide by 3, you get 1 3. So the cube root will have 1 3. Similarly, if in a cube you have 6 3's and followed by 3 5's, then what will be its cube root? There are 6 3's in cube. So in cube root, you will have 6 by 3, 2 3's. So you put 3 into 3 and there are 3 5's. So in your cube root, you will have 3 by 3, 1 5 multiplied by 5. Okay. So you will have 3 into 3 into 5 for a number whose prime factors have 6 3's. Right? 3 multiplied with itself 6 times and 3 5's. 5 multiplied with itself 3 times. So when you have that kind of a prime factors in a particular number, the cube root will have 2 3's, which is nothing but 6 3's divided by 2. You know, there are 6 3's. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Right? So you will have 3 3's, right? And what you will have? You will have 1 5. Okay. So I hope you understand how you have to find out cube root based on prime factorization method. Okay. Sorry, I beg your pardon. You will have to divide the number of 3's by 3. 6 by 3 is 2, not 2. Okay. So there will be 2 3's and 1 5. Okay. So this is how you identify the cube root. Alright, so in our next video, there is also one, yet another way of finding the cube root. So we will talk about that particular method in our next video. Thank you.